There's a common assumption that technologies are tools to fix our everyday problems. And to some extent, they do. But do people always have the same understanding of what these problems are? And do they use the technologies in the same way? This is Trampe, a bicycle lift in Trondheim, Norway. It's been part of the local community for 25 years. It's situated close to the city centre in Brubakken, a hill 130 meters long with a 20% incline. Trampe was born from an engineer's dream, Jarle Vanvik. Oh, and did I mention that it's the only one of its kind?
1992. I'm living at the top of the hill and I thought it is very heavy to push the bike uphill. We all know that when you're skiing, there are ski lifts. Why not bicycle lifts, I thought. We tried out a couple of methods, but we ended up with the most secure and easy way to do it by pushing your foot. It's a steel rope between the wheel here and the wheel at the bottom, and you have an electric motor just like a ski lift. You have a plate coupled to the steel wire and it pushes with a constant speed uphill.
But not everyone wanted Trampe from the beginning.
A lot of people didn't understand why you should have a lift for bikes.
Politikerne i Trondheim var faktisk imot å bruke kommunale midler, så finansieringen ble jo faktisk gjort gjennom statens veivesen.
Trampe was highly promoted by Erik Jølsgaard in the National Public Roads Association. That's why he's often referred to as Trampe's godfather. Despite the resistance from politicians and inhabitants in Trondheim, Trampe was baptized in August 1993, drawing a huge crowd.
Åpninga, ja, da var det ganske fullt her, ja. Her nå meg sammen med datter og sønn, da. Det var litt spennende. Fullt på baklandet, fullt i bakken og fullt opp på toppen her, da.
Constructing the lift technically was hard enough, but just as interesting is what happened when people actually started using it. So, 25 years later, what is Trampe today, and for whom? Social scientists who study technology say that technologies need to be domesticated. This means that the technology will cease to be an alien object and instead become an integrated part of everyday life. According to one perspective, often referred to as the Trondheim model of domestication, this process involves three overlapping dimensions. A practical one, in which people construct new routines and practices around the technology. A cognitive one, referring to how people learn to use the technology. And finally, a symbolical dimension, in which people attach meanings and interpretations of the technology. Let's look at the first dimension. Trampe is used in many different ways. Some people use it often.
I use it quite a lot actually. We use it nearly every day.
En nabo bruker den av og til.
I live at the top of this hill, so it spares me a lot of effort.
Some people never use it.
I see the guys use Trampe. It goes too slowly. It goes twice as fast to just cycle up.
It's not very useful, it's very slow, but apparently it attracts a lot of tourists. So.
Some people just like to watch.
Anna is here in Trondheim for the first time this year, so I wanted to see it.
It's quite fun to watch people try to do it.
And the tourists really love Trampe.
If they ask me what is special about Trondheim, what does Trondheim have that nobody else has, then the bicycle lift is part of that.
We saw that someone is using the bicycle lift, and we find that it's quite interesting.
We've never seen such thing before.
Some people actually avoid Trampe or seem afraid of it. So strange.
It's so many people here to watch, so it's a little bit embarrassing.
I'm probably on every Japanese photo album.
That's the fun part about it. I feel like I'm a tourist magnet when I'm standing like this and riding up the hill.
Some people find it a bit difficult.
Doesn't seem really easy to use.
Jeg har egentlig lært meg å bruke den, ja.
It's very hard for your leg.
I myself have never used it because I'm actually afraid.
No matter how people use Trampe, they learn to use it in different ways.
it was in the middle of the night because I didn't want that people was looking at me when I tried it.
The first time I used this one, I fell off. I could not do it at all.
You have to learn the technique, and when you have learned that, it's very easy.
People definitely have different interpretations of Trampe.
The intention of the invention is to get more people on their bikes.
Det her var et artig signalprosjekt for sykkelsatsinga I Trondheim.
Easy ride up the hill.
Trampe for me has been something that people talk about, so like a legend.
I know it's the only one in the whole world.
I think it's one of the important landmarks.
I would say that Trampe is a weird tourist attraction.
I think it's promoting people to use the bike rather than using a car.
We have seen that people domesticate Trampe in different ways. Another way to explain this is by saying that technologies have interpretive flexibility. This is a key term in a framework called SCOT, Social Construction of Technology. Interpretive flexibility means that relevant social groups can have different interpretations of the same technology, like in this case. No matter how Trampe is used, learned and interpreted, it needs support and care in order to work. In this regard, Trampe does not only solve problems, it may create some as well.
For en avsporing så må jeg nedpå og så spore på vaieren igjen, og så prøve den for å se om det greit.
Of the 5 or 6 times that I've been definitely standing there and looking at it and wanted to use it or wanted to show it, it was at least 2 or 3 times that it wasn't working.
Now it's out of service, so...
Hvis den går greit, så det kanskje nedover her en gang 14 av den da. Utover det så må vi bare nedover når den stopper da.
So, in the end, people see and use Trampe as different things. For some, it's weird and challenging. It's unpredictable and in need of constant care. Still, Trampe is also a bicycle lift, a promotional project, and definitely a tourist attraction. Maybe the combination of all these roles is why Trampe has survived for so many years. We can only wonder what Trampe will become in the future, especially with the introduction of electric bikes.